Hello everyone and welcome to SK Shadow. Welcome back to a brand new episode of our F1 22 My Team Career Mode. And this time we are in Baku, which should be quite fun because it's a track that, even though it's pretty difficult to drive, I've always done particularly well at. And obviously, last time out we were at Monaco and we didn't do too well. We're on a bit of a bad streak with Monaco and Spain. Both of those really not very good, bringing home no points for our team, unfortunately. Baku, like I say, should hopefully be a little bit better. However, as we all know, the AI in this game are absolutely absurdly fast in the straight. And obviously Baku is quite a bit of straight. So we're going to have to go for a pretty low downforce setup. Although here it says that qualifying and the race are going to be in the rain. That could be a spanner in the works. I mean, you can see on the performance charts we're right in there. Obviously, still nowhere near Ferrari, Red Bull, Mercedes, but we are making gains. We are slightly faster than Alpine, McLaren, Haas, that lot. So we will be fighting with them. And then when I loaded the save up again, it now says that qualifying is dry, but the race is going to be wet. So I don't really know how much to trust that, but we are going into qualifying and let's see where we can put the car. So into our first lap of qualifying here. Like I say, typically a decent track for myself. I always manage to gain time on the AI through the castle section. We've gone for a pretty low downforce setup because even though it says the race is going to rain, it didn't actually give me a weather report to say when or how. And obviously given it randomly decided that it was going to rain in quali and then it wasn't, I'm just going to hope that it doesn't rain too much in the race. Plus the AI, they're just generally not that quick in the rain. As we see that Jenson Button is out of the session. What happened to him? Just goes down here and just smacks it into the wall. So that is our teammate out. Oh my god, and that is a Ferrari into the back of him. So that's Charles Leclerc out of this session as well. So that's 2 out of the session already in Q1. And there's Carlos Sainz. He is out of the session. What is going on? Does he do the same thing? Yeah, he just smacks it into the wall. This is madness. We've got both Ferraris out of the session, the quickest cars by quite a margin. Plus our teammate. Our first lap only puts us 14th with a 141.7, so we are going to have to go a little bit faster. Lance Stroll is out of the session as well. And he doesn't quite do the same thing, but he does lock up and smacks it into the same wall. So that's what, 4 cars out now? And there's already a yellow flag again. And that's Yuki Tsunoda. What is going on? Everyone is just smacking into the... There's Daniel Ricciardo smacked into the wall. Oh my god. This is madness. I've never seen this many cars out in a qualifying session. Ever in F1. That lap puts us 6th, so a 141.1. With all that madness going on, means that Valtteri Bottas managed to get the fastest lap in Q1. Almost 3.5 tenths quicker, but look how many cars are out. You got Button, Leclerc, Albon, Hamilton, Latifi, Stroll, Sainz, and Tsunoda. That is how many cars ended up smashing into the wall. It's quite crazy. And as soon as we start our flying lap, Mick Schumacher is out of the session in Q2. So we know we're going to be getting at least 14th. But we crossed the line with our first lap. We do a 141.5. Can't actually remember what that was in Q1, so don't know if that is competitive or not. But it does put us 9th. As Max Verstappen is out of the session. Who is going to be in Q3? Both Ferraris out, Max Verstappen out. This is insane. We crossed the line, it looked like we got a purple sector there. With 141.0, so we improved quite a bit, and that puts us P7, just in between both of the McLarens. It does say that Max Verstappen has gone through, so I don't know. Yeah, there he is. You can see on the map. Lando Norris is out of the session, but you can see on the map that both the Red Bulls are going, so I don't know if that was a glitch for the game, as we are seemingly fighting with someone to the line. That is one of the... Oh, he almost just smacks into the side of us. We have to take avoiding action there. What was going on there? Oh, here's a replay. Yeah, we're just finishing our flying lap, and the Haas just decides to send it on our inside. And we have to take avoiding action to not hit him. As you can see, that very much impacted our lap, because we did a 142.0. And we crossed the line pretty much 1.2 seconds up, I think. We get fifth. We get fifth for starting this race. Max Verstappen in first, Russell, Perez, Ocon, and then we are in fifth. So we should be on for some pretty decent points.
Azerbaijan Grand Prix, a race that in its short history has already proven no stranger to drama, and where a fourth row start is just about as likely to give you a podium as pole position, with Lance Stroll and Sergio Perez finishing third in 2017 and 18 respectively. Baku City Circuit then, it's an unpredictable 3.7 mile track around the streets of the Azerbaijan capital, 20 turns for our drivers to navigate today, including the infamous Turn 8, one of the tightest and most challenging corners of the season. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. World champion Max Verstappen starts from pole position, just ahead of George Russell, who starts this event from P2. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Ocon, Paul, Guan Yu Zhou and Ricciardo, Bottas, Magnussen, Norris and Pierre Gasly, Fernando Alonso, Vettel, Sergio Perez. They've taken a grid penalty, and Mick Schumacher, Tsunoda, Sainz, Lance Stroll and Nicholas Latifi, Button, Leclerc, Albon and Lewis Hamilton rounds off the grid. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head down trackside for today's race.
So it looks like we've actually gained a position there, so we're now up into P4 to start the race because of Perez. You can see up there on the session forecast, it does actually say that it's going to be a little bit of rain sort of midway through the session. As you see, we've parked our car on the formation lap pointing very much towards Ocon. And you can see on this replay just how far we're pointing towards the right, because we are going to try and cover him off as much as we can. We get a good start by the looks of it, but a little bit of wheel spin. We didn't get past Ocon, unfortunately, as the McLaren, I don't know which one it is, but he sends it down the inside. Doesn't manage to make the move on us, but he is fighting the Alfa Romeo behind us. So we're going to have to make sure to not get collected in any side-by-side action between those two. Ocon appears to have got past Lewis Hamilton. Oh, no, that's George Russell, isn't it? Yeah, he's got past George Russell. But they are still fighting as the McLaren just sends it down our inside again. And we get all squirrely out the exit of that corner. At this point, we are just hoping... Oh, never mind, we skip. I was going to say we're hoping to get into maybe getting past Ocon when he was battling with Russell, but that has not happened. You see, Ricciardo has actually gone into the pits. So I think when he sent that massive dive bomb on the inside at the corner, I think he hit us. And he's obviously had to change his wing, so that's his race pretty much done. Asking Mark there when the weather is coming, but he seems to think that it's not. So I don't really know who to believe. He is the man on the pit wall with the weather forecast. That is obviously a bit more up to date than what we saw earlier. So I'm guessing there's not going to be any rain. It's been a bit confusing this entire weekend with whether there is going to be any rain or not. But I'm just going to have to hope and assume that the rain is not going to come. As once again we ask again and still no rain. So I think we're going to be okay. But on to lap 4 here. We're sort of in no man's land. We've got Ocon ahead of us, but he seems to be getting dragged along by Russell a little bit. And then we've got Zhou and Bottas behind us. Quite a bit of a train behind us, actually. I think they're probably all going to get slowed down themselves just by battling, as there's an AlphaTauri into the pit, actually. Guessing he got damage. As we switch over to the camera view of our teammate, as he is going for a move on the Aston Martin down the main straight, as up ahead it looks like there's a Ferrari battling with a Haas as well, which is going to be a little bit difficult for them, I imagine. As you see, he's still battling there, because obviously they've both got the same engine, but our teammate is thinking, hold on a minute, I might be able to get into some of this. Are they going to make it 3 wide going into this corner? Is Jensen going to take that risk? It doesn't look like it, but the Ferrari does. Oh no, he doesn't. I was going to say he gets that position, but he actually doesn't. The Haas is putting up a huge fight for this. I don't even know if they're in the points at this point, as our teammate is following him, and he goes for an absolutely massive send there. I think he actually cuts the corner. He's going to have to back out of this though, because you do not be going side by side through the castle section. But he's got past the Ferrari. The Ferrari that was desperately trying to get past the Haas. And our teammate's just like, nope, I'm going to take that. Thank you very much. And now our teammate is on the tail of the Haas. He's got the DRS. I'm not sure if the Haas has managed to pick it up from the Alpine ahead. I think he did. And unfortunately, it wasn't quite enough to get past him this time round. But yeah, our teammate is most definitely having a more exciting race than we are. As onto lap 8, not much has changed for us. We are losing time on Ocon, but then we're gaining time on Bottas. So like I say, we are pretty much just creating a nice bit of space between us. Maybe we can try something in the pit strategies, I'm not sure. As both Ferraris are now right behind my teammate. One of them is probably going to try and send it down the inside. Our teammate seriously gives him the squeeze there. Leclerc having to take a bit of avoiding action, as he's building up a bit of a train behind him there. You've got Leclerc, Sainz and the Mercedes, I think, of Hamilton. Leclerc is going for it again. I think he might just be able to have it this time. Our teammate is going to stick it down the inside though, but obviously Leclerc is going to have the DRS. So is our teammate actually. Our teammate, oh no, he didn't. Never mind. Leclerc did not get the DRS. That allows our teammate to try and send it around the outside here, but I think Leclerc, no, oh dear. Those Ferraris are awful at trying to overtake people. They just completely fail at overtaking the Haas, and then they fail at overtaking our teammate. But I think Leclerc has just about got the advantage on straight line speed here. Our teammate, honestly, he's back ahead. This is crazy. Sainz goes for the dive bomb now. Actually hits his teammate. I wonder if he got damaged there. I'm guessing Sainz was just like, right, I've had enough of this. Leclerc's not getting past anyone. I'm just going to send it down the inside. Hope for the best. But it didn't work, as going 3 wide into there with the Alpine. I think he must have got a bit of damage as well. All sorts of action going on over there. Absolute madness. Verstappen into the pits. We are still 4th. Obviously we're going to, I'm guessing, get 3rd when we pass Verstappen, but we'll be going in next lap anyway. But yeah, like I say, our teammate doing a very, very good job at keeping the faster cars behind him. We've seen in most of the races actually that he does put up a fight. He puts up a serious fight, but we dive into the pits for our one and only stop of this race, hopefully, for the hard tyres. We're mid-race. There's no rain so far. I think we're going to be okay. It was a good strategy call for us to put on the low downforce setup, because clearly it's not going to rain. We've got very, very, very cold tyres, as you can see, 70 odd degrees. I will say for future races, because I've actually done the entire first season in terms of recording. I just need to edit them and do the voiceovers. But for future races, I don't know when exactly, but we do turn that tyre temperature off, so it's only the surface temperature rather than the carcass temperature, because look how much time we lose when we come out. You know, Bottas was like 4 seconds behind us, and he's pretty much almost getting past us here. We do actually let him by, but this is on purpose because he's in a Ferrari, so he's going to have better straight line speed than us. So we let him by, hopefully gain a little bit of time through this little S section, and then obviously we are going to have the DRS on the main straight, as there's a McLaren a little bit further back, but we crossed the DRS line there. Look at that, just gaining. We squeeze him to the inside and swoop round the corner, and we have got the position back. So we are back up into, I'm guessing, P4, or at least we should be. Yeah, there we go, P4. But yeah, like I was saying, we lose so much time when we go onto the hards, and the AI just don't have that issue with tyre temperatures. They're somehow able to get their temperatures up, their tyres up to temperature within about 2 corners. So it's a bit of an unfair disadvantage to us, so that's why I just turn it off. But we've lost a little bit of time to Ocon through all that fighting, and obviously our tyre warm-up, which is not very good, so we're like 5 seconds behind now. At this point, I'm thinking, okay, we're just going to finish 4th. We got close enough to the podium. I'm happy with 4th, given that Monaco and Spain were pretty terrible races. A decent amount of points for us. I'm not sure if our teammate is going to be able to get into the points, given I think he pretty much started last. Looking on the map, the Ferraris have got ahead of him, but I'm not sure if they've actually pit. I'm guessing on lap 20 they have, so they have got ahead of him and they've pulled away quite a bit. As we have a huge lock-up, which brings Bottas back into play. We had managed to pull away from him quite well, but that lock-up is certainly not going to help us. He is going to have the DRS on us on the main straight, so we're probably going to have to use some of the overtake here. As we're onto the main straight, he does have the DRS, but is he gaining enough? He's gaining quite a bit, but I think we are just about going to be alright. You see, we move over to the inside thinking we might have to try and defend there, but I don't really want to defend just air, obviously, because that will slow us down. As Norris and Bottas are actually having a bit of a fight behind us. Bottas giving Norris a huge squeeze, and they're still side by side. I'm not sure who's going to win out this fight. It's they're just swapping places behind us, and I think it's probably going to be Bottas because he should be able to outdrag Lando Norris, but we'll have to see. On to the end of lap 24 here, and Max Verstappen is out of the session. The race leader, his Red Bull has blown up. That is not going to be good for a championship point fight. And we pass him, and that puts us into P3, into the podium positions. And what is not even halfway through our first season, we are into the podium spots, albeit the last one, but it's a podium nonetheless. Behind us, it looks like Norris was actually the one that was victor in his little battle with Bottas, and he is just over a second behind us. We have one lap to be able to make sure that neither Norris or Bottas get past us, and we should secure ourselves some very, very, very good points. Although, if you look at the mini-map, oh, here we go, we're on board anyway. Leclerc is in on this now. He is thinking, you know what? I'm quick enough. I might be able to get the podium position here. He's managed to get past our teammate, who is quite a bit further behind us, and past a huge amount of other drivers. He's finally figured out how to overtake other cars. But he is past Bottas, 2 seconds or so behind us now. He is going to be on the tail of Norris very, very soon, but we've got only a few corners left. We've got 1.5 seconds to Norris. Oh, here we go, and that's it. We're going to do it. We are going to cross the line in P3. There you go, we get the achievement, a good day, get on the podium. And Mark is very, very, very excited with that, as I would hope he would be. And you see right at the last moment, Leclerc, even with no ERS, he dives round the side of Norris and picks up P4. So all that fighting Norris and Bottas did, and neither of them even got P4. But George Russell wins the race with Esteban Ocon in second place, and us in third for our first podium. This more than makes up for the terrible last 2 races. We're going to bring home, I think it's, 15 points? I'm not sure if our teammate managed to get into the points in the end. But yeah, honestly, I did not expect to be getting podiums this early. I know we started in the midfield and we are a midfield runner, but there's 4 other teams that should be faster than us. But we were just lucky, I guess. Well, the carnage in qualifying obviously helped quite a bit because the Ferraris and the other Mercedes weren't there, and obviously Perez with his penalty as well. But yeah, we get a podium. Our teammate started 19th, he finished 12th. I'm happy with that. That's a decent amount of positions gained, and the amount of defending he was having to do for quite a few laps. Good job. But yeah, points wise, we are now up to 46 points, not that far off of Alonso and Bottas, who's not even that far off of Verstappen. That's how terrible these Red Bulls have done. Verstappen, 56 points. Bottas in the Alfa Romeo with 53, who clearly is the man who is bringing all the points home, as Guan Yu Zhou has not brought any. But our team, 72 points overall, 92 for the Alpines. So we are on the tail of trying to pick up 4th in the Constructors. That would be the ideal end to our season if we can do that. But other than that, thank you very much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, all that fantastic stuff. And we will see you at the next race.